when you're having fun. I'm almost at Black Point already. And I usually time myself from the blinker buoy to the windsock in Waikiki. And usually when I get close to Black Point, I check my time. I think the fastest I've ever done it is 36 minutes. Today it is 39 minutes. So it's gonna be tough to do it in under 1 hour. It might be possible. I'm gonna shoot for under an hour, but I'm thinking right now, unless conditions are really favorable in the end here, it's probably gonna take me like 102 or something like that. See what happens. But right here, or just before you get to Black Point, the ocean gets kind of rough because of the waves bouncing off Black Point, off the rocky walls. So there's still bumps coming from behind you, but they're harder to see because of all the other cross chop. But once you get past Black Point though, it kind of smooths out and get some really nice runners, a lot of times along Diamond Head to Lighthouse and then past Lighthouse. Once you get to the Lighthouse, kind of make a right turn into Waikiki. You don't want to go out too far out to sea because at the end the wind's going to be offshore. You're going to kind of fight into it if you're too far out, so make sure you don't go too far out over there. Alright, so over here past Black Point, conditions smooth out, gets easier, I think. Actually a little bit harder to catch the bumps because they're moving faster now, but it's more organized. When you're starting out, don't get the wrong board, don't get a board that's too narrow and too high performance for you. Just wasting your time and money. Get a stable board that's easy to surf bumps on. I would recommend going at least 28 or 30 inches wide when you're starting out. And get something that has a little bit of rocker and a planing hull. That'll make your life easier. The displacement hull boards are fast in flat water and in really light wind conditions, but when the bumps get steeper, they start to kind of nosedive, and then that sharp bow that cuts through the water tends to bow steer and kind of pull you off to the left or right, just bucks you off. So the real pointy nose boards with the kind of that spine on the bottom and the nose, displacement spine, are not really recommended for downwind, for good downwinders. I'm on an SIC Bullet. It's a 17.4 board, unlimited board with the rudder obviously, and it's a nice board. I really enjoy this board in the open ocean and for windy days. I also really like using 14 footers. When it gets really windy, 14 footers are lots of fun because you can kind of almost surf with them. Do like bottom turns and course adjustments very easily off the tail, which is good fun. I have the 14-foot bump rider that I love that board too. So 12.6, I'm not a big fan of 12.6s, especially in the bumps. For a guy my size, I'm like 195. Just too small. Anyway, back to riding bumps. Where are we here? Looking for the bumps. I think I'm slowing down, I'm talking too much. Okay, here we go, to the right. All the way, all the way. There. Nice. Alright. Keep the momentum. Keep moving at the speed of the bumps. Here we go, it's kind of moving off to the left a little bit. I'm going to follow that smaller one. Stay with it, stay with it. Moving under me. Okay, you know that I do some coaching. I take people on downwinders and help them figure out how to do it safely and go faster by using the energy of the ocean and not just paddling the whole time, which is not going to make you faster. Actually, you're going to go faster if you paddle less than if you paddle non-stop. It's not effective. But anyway, word of warning, I get a lot of customers coming from the mainland, and they tell me, oh yeah, I'm very experienced, I've paddled a lot, I've done races, I'm one of the fastest guys in my local races, so on, and they want to do a downwinder. So I usually take them on the shorter run, on the Kahala run, which is easier and safer. So, but what I find a lot is the guys that are not used to paddling in the open ocean are really struggling on their first time, because the hard part is not the stroke technique or anything like that, it's just staying on the board and balancing on the board. There's so much chop coming from all directions, makes it really challenging to balance. And your legs have to be strong and in good shape to be able to handle that balancing. It gets very tiring. So what I find a lot, people, when they get tired, it's usually the legs that get tired first. And then if you have to get on your knees and start knee paddling, no shame in that, but if you're doing that for an hour and a half, that can really get hard on your knees. I'm just going past the lighthouse now, so this is kind of an exception here, where I said don't look behind you. If you're pretty close to the shore here, this is a good line. If you're just outside the breaking waves, sometimes right here you can catch a wave that kind of breaks sideways, takes you towards Waikiki, which is what I like to do. And so if you see one coming, it's time to turn your board in, try to get on the back of a smaller one, get some speed up, and then try to get a little bit of speed on that bigger breaking wave. If it's breaking in the right direction, you can kind of get some speed on it. So right here the wind kind of gets lighter, gets blocked by Diamond Head over here, but there's still wind swell, kind of carries. The wind swell just keeps going even though the wind pretty much dies off a little bit, and you'll start to get some swirly winds. Like you have a little gust coming from behind you and something from in front of you or from the side. You're kind of in the lee of Diamond Head, so you get kind of weird winds right here. Once you get to Kaimana Beach by the windsock, the wind kind of comes around the other side of Diamond Head and hits you straight offshore. So when you get close to that, you don't want to be too far out, because that's going to be a long paddle in. And I know I said that a few times already, but it's worth repeating. That's a very common thing that a lot of people do. And that's why it's good to get some coaching. In winter time, South Shore is usually pretty flat. Right now we're early March, so not too much south swell, but in the summertime sometimes it can be big here. Coming in through here can be a little bit tricky, where you have to know how to surf your board. So right here at actually Kaimana Beach, good place to practice surfing some bumps, surfing waves I should say. Good channel right here, and this is a good place to practice surfing on a race board. And when it's small like today, you want to stay kind of close to this reef, because the waves kind of peak up a little bit right along the reef. There's not much coming here. So I'm pretty sure I'm already over an hour. We'll see when I get there. I'm not going to jinx myself and look. Almost there. No push. No waves today. This is the windsock. Almost there. There's strokes. And here's the windsock. See what my time is. It is 102. That's what I said, right? 102. Alright, here's an OC6. I'm gonna go into the wave kind of sideways. They're not making it though. I'm gonna try to get this one. There we go. Going straight into the back again. Now that's more like it. That's how I want it to come in. And even past the windsock, the wave kind of peters out. But if you keep stroking, you can carry that wave pretty far inside. So in a race, you want to stay on that little bump as long as you can. See, it's still going. Still on it. Now I'm off it. Almost there. Alright, that was fun. Do it again. Aloha.